It's another beautiful day out here on my patio. Hopefully, my neighbor dog doesn't bark all the way through this. But let's see here. Come on in. As you guys can see, I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about being. That's all right. It's okay. But we're going to be talking about being greedy when others are fearful, right? So, as you guys come in, you hit the thumbs up as we kind of talk about this. So go ahead and feel free to share this out. It's going to be a little longer stream today. So feel free to chat as I talk. Nice, beautiful spring day here. It's spring or summer. Who knows? It's Colorado. It might snow tomorrow. Got a little time. Got a busy evening and afternoon. But I got a little time before that. So, first thing I want to go to, let's go ahead and get this started. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you are now tuned into the Investor Show with your host, the Prince of Investing, coming all the way live from the beautiful state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And as always, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys and girls don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump straight into it. So today's topic, as you can see in the description box, we're going to be talking about how being greedy when others are fearful, but be fearful when others are greedy. Why would I bring up this topic? We know this past week and a half, we see the market slump, take a big dive. Well, not a big dive, just kind of trickling down. We're in correction territory. Who out there knows how far does a market have to drop from a high to be a correction? How far is that? So first you enter into correction territory. Then you go into a recession territory. So we know the market moves in cycles. Ooh, Social Silver said 20%. That would be incorrect, not a correction. Now, recession is 20%. Max B, that is correct. 10 to 13% is a correction. So we know the Dow Jones is all-time high. It was at 26,600. And I don't know the exact. Yeah, you can see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Social Silver, 20% is a bear market. Correction territory is first, which is about 10%. That's kind of where we're at right now. But all of that is to say, when people are selling, what does that mean? When people sell, are they being greedy or are they being fearful? I think we all know the answer to that. People are being fearful. People are selling, selling, selling. And when I see people sell a bunch of stuff, I ask myself, why are they selling? Like a yard sale, right? Why are people selling? And the thing is, most people are selling. You're seeing companies like Berkshire Hathaway, McDonald's, everybody is on a downslope. Microsoft, everybody's on a downslope because of trade talks. Now, these trade talks, I've had this conversation last week when we talked about trade talks, but these trade talks are just that, talks. And what I learned in business, and even when something I learned from Berkshire is a macroeconomic. Oh, you got a little, this is Wesley, come here, Wes. Y'all congratulate Wesley, learned how to ride his bike yesterday. Now he got a little strawberry. Oh.
No, I got blood. That's blood.
Yeah, you got a little blood. We're going to put a little dirt on it. You'll be all right. But okay, yeah, that was Wesley. He's outside riding his bike and got a little scrape on his elbow. Oh, yeah. Thank him. So happy, so proud of him yesterday. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you'll see when he took off on that. But the kind of sidebar, back into it, right? When you look at the market and you seeing trade talks is making McDonald's slide, General Electric, these big blue chip companies just slide. What is the reason for that? What's making that happen, right? And what I was saying before I got sidebarred there was Mr. Buffett is if I'm saying this right, macroeconomic guy. Macro means he looks at the big picture, right? He doesn't even care what the economy is doing when he's evaluating the company, right? He doesn't even pay attention to what's going on, inside the nuances and things like that or whatnot. Hopefully, I didn't use macro and micro and macro wrong. But he evaluates companies off of just that, the company. He doesn't pay attention to the economy, even though he knows the economy moves in cycles, right? But one of the big ways he likes to pay attention to the economy is recessions, right? He has $130 billion that he stated at his last meeting that he had to invest. So that's a crap ton of cash for investing, not network, not money I got over here in cash, just looking to invest 130 billion. You're more financially stable than most countries, right? You're financially stable than most countries out there. But one of the big things that I noticed with that is he's waiting on a recession. He's waiting on a downside, right? He's waiting on a recession. He's waiting on the downside to come. So when a downside comes, I think, like you said, when it rains outside, go outside with the buckets. So when people start to sell, when we hit the next recession, maybe a depression, who knows, we will have another downturn. We're not even nowhere near it yet. We're in correction territory, but he's willing to buy everything up, right? That's when he's going to turn greedy. So the thing about it is, ask yourself, when was the last one that we had? When was the last correction that we seen? It's okay. When was the last correction that we seen? Last correction, not the correction, probably around Christmas time. If y'all remember, December 24th. I remember making a video about it. Yep, Max B, you're right. Christmas time. I remember going on Instagram about it, telling everybody about it. Man, I'm going to jump in. The market it went down. It went past correction. It actually slipped into bear market in December. It went down 20%. And I was licking my chops like, man, it's time to go on a buying spree. I wish I would have brought even more. But I started to buy things and, whatnot. I actually brought my son Wesley some things because Christmas. I knew Woke One said October. No, we had one in December. December 24th. We seen the market take a nice slide around about that Christmas time era. So I looked at it as a gift to me, right? Because anybody that knows me personally and people that been following me and watching me, I'm not a materialistic person. I'm not a very maybe a suit and tie here, something like that. But material is just watches and jewelry and all of the good stuff. That's just never been my thing, right? It's okay, I like it, but I don't see myself waking up, putting on earrings and watches. That's just me. That's why I think I relate a lot to Berkshire because they're not flashy people. But anyway, the thing is, once he started to do that, when the market started to take that downturn, I took advantage. I started to buy me some of the index S&P 500 index fund. I brought me some bearish index funds, leverage index funds to put a little bit more risk onto it. I got me some more Microsoft, some Berkshire companies that were sliding for no reason. So when I look at this whole economy right now, or this correction phase that we're going into, why are we in this phase? Right? Why are we in this phase? We're in this phase because of trade talks. And one of the things I like to say when I hear the word talks, it's like when I buy a company or I evaluate a company. Good afternoon there, Tony. Tony out there in Cleveland, the youth education. Haven't been on YouTube like I wanted to. But when I hear talks, I've heard people bring companies to me all the time. I'm not going to bring up the company in particular, the most recent company that came to me. Ideas sound great. I said, man, you know what? That sounds like something I will use. And when I did a little bit more research, I said, so tell me where the company is at now. They're like, oh, the idea is that you're going to have this app. You're going to be able to request a service on the app. People are going to show up and do X, Y, Z. and the service it's going to provide was great. I was like, man, okay. Um, so where's the information? And they could not provide the information, right? They could not provide the information. They were like, oh, well, you know what? We don't have the app yet. We're going to develop the app. But, right now we have two manual people that are doing XYZ, but blah, 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 blah. And I was immediately turned off. Why was I immediately turned off? Not because I couldn't believe in the guys or I didn't think it was a good idea. Thought it was a good idea, but my concern was execution. I made mistakes like that in the past where something looked good on paper, person talked a good game. They were Superman. They were like, oh, man, we got everything figured out. We got everything. Yes. Yes, Wes.
Can I have some strudel?
Yes, you can. Another toaster strudel from Wesley. But they had everything figured out. They said, all I need is your particular funds, your money, right? I need investors. That's all I need. And once they got the investors' funds, that's when all the crap hit the fan. That's when all of the, I need these licenses. I need some more money. I need the resources. And I had to buy this and buy that. And all of the bull crap started to happen when it was time for execution. So, and then there were other companies I dealt with that were good companies that just hit bad times, or good companies that were at a better spot that I felt that, hey, they had more analytical data. I want to get this guy on the show. He's a business broker, a stockbroker. LOL. He asked when you on camera on purpose. I don't know. Max B, you said LOL. He asked when you on camera on purpose. I don't get saying that. But anyway, the guy asked me, he said, Prince, they're business brokers, just like they're stockbrokers. A stockbroker finds a buyer and a seller of a stock. A real estate broker finds a buyer and seller of a piece of real estate. Most time houses. Commercial real estate broker. Exactly right, Max. Think he's slick. He's like, oh, he's gonna say yes. I know he's gonna say yes. I know he's gonna say yes. So just like you have a stockbroker, a real estate broker, a commercial real estate broker, you have brokers and everything. Brokers are pretty much the same concept. But then again, it wasn't until maybe last year was my first time sitting down with business brokers. We're adding more Amazon. Yeah, exactly. Smart man. There you go. Getting greedy. Tony said we're adding more Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Berkshire. Don't forget about that Apple. Can't forget. Well, if you got Berkshire, you got some Apple in there anyway. You got Berkshire, you got Dairy Queen. I didn't know. I was looking for Dairy Queen on the stock market, and I didn't realize that Berkshire brought all of Dairy Queen. They pretty much own Dairy Queen. So, well, not pretty much, they do. But anyway, the idea was any Chinese stocks, when it goes to foreign companies, when I go overseas, I look into the index first, right? I'm trying to think of, I think it's the Shanghai index. I think it's FTSE. I might be getting that mixed up with London. But I look at the index first. I look at the S&P of that country first before I make an investment. That's what I'll make an investment in first overseas. Like London. The New York Stock Exchange has the S&P 500. The London has I think it's the FTE 100. Chinese has like the Shanghai index. Germany has one, but Japan, Tokyo has one. I will look into the country's index first. Then from that index, if I feel that I have an edge, who's here has heard of Max B? I think you told me that you was listening to Lars Kroger, and he spoke about edge. Edge is if you think you are smarter than the market, or you think that you know something that the market doesn't know. It's the efficient market theory. Who knows what the efficient market theory is? What is the efficient market theory? You got an efficient market theory and an inefficient market theory. What do those things mean? Right? Give people a time to chew on that a little bit about what is the efficient market theory and the inefficient market theory. But before I buy something, first I'm going to go with the index. Once I have the index, if I think I have an edge on something, or I think I want to add something in, or I think that something is undervalued or underpriced, that's when I go in and and I go in, and that's when I ask them. The first thing I look for is, do I have an edge? Right now, I remember for Wesley's account, one of the stocks I brought that I finally brought last year, I think, in his particular account was Berkshire. And the reason why I brought Berkshire, because I knew in 2020 that I was going to take him and my wife to Berkshire for the first time. And he will be 9 years old. He's 8 now. He'll be 9 next year. And I said, well, what if one day he becomes 20, 25, 30 years old and he looks back and says, wow, my dad took me to a shareholders meeting but he didn't buy me any of the shares. That would be crazy, right? Makes me say, would it be speculating versus investing theories? You kind of there. You kind of on there. An efficient market person believes that the market is properly priced. It doesn't believe that you can beat the market. Is a theory of financial economics that states that assets are priced fully, reflected all available information. Jay, stay hip. Got it. Okay. Google says asset prices. Yep. So what that means, the efficient market theorist is a person who believes that there are no bargains, that the market is properly priced, right? I don't have an edge over the market. That's what that person kind of believes in. Efficient market. I believe the market is efficient, right? That's my theory. I believe it's, and when you look at it, when you really break down Mr. Buffett, that's his theory. He's very bullish in the long term. But the thing where I always refer back to him, because every book, you read Tony Robbins, 7 Ways to Master Money, you read all the big financial books in there, they have Warren Buffett's DNA somewhere in them. If not him, Benjamin Graham, right? So even when you look at Bill Icahn, you look at Mark Cuban, you look at the new age investors that are coming on, George Soros, that was there. All of them had the DNA of Warren Buffett because he's the richest person, he's the richest investor that ever done it, right? I mean, that I know of. You know somebody else, let me know. But I mean, of course, medieval times, I'm pretty sure all that stuff like that, but in the free capitalist market in America. But so when you look at those things, and that's why I always kind of reference him, because if that person is the godfather of what you're doing, if you're a basketball player, you should want to study Michael Jordan, right? Kobe Bryant, the best basketball players out there. So Buffett is the GOAT, right? That's why I always was a big fan of his. I was studying, I was going to his meetings, and I was just honored and privileged to actually sit down with him and meet with him. That was a day I never forget. But anyway, side note, we already did an episode on that. But the thing about it was, one of the things that Mr. Buffett asked me, he looked at my books. For you guys out there who don't know, I have a third book that's coming out June 14th. June 14th, titled Wesley Learns About Insurance, the world's first children's book on insurance. And is guest starring NFL Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. Me being here in Denver, we all know that Terrell Davis is, probably he's the number 2 most popular athlete here behind John Elway. And we met last year. He saw the book. Awesome. 3 books. Yes, the third book will be out. Actually, in 1 second. Wesley, come here. I'm gonna show you guys all 3. But go grab my go get my black backpack out of the car. Okay? Thank you. But Mr. Buffett saw all three. He had been following me for a while, and he purchased all of my books, secured all of my books into the Bookworm Omaha. So if you are in Omaha, Nebraska, stop by the Bookworm and you ask what Wesley Learns. Right? If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, they now carry the Wesley Learns series. So big thanks to Omaha, Nebraska, the Bookworm, Berkshire, Warren Buffett, all of the good stuff like that. And one of the first questions he asked me, he said, I said, "Hey Prince, where is Wesley?" And I said, "Wesley's at home. So he's in school somewhere, probably doing cartwheels." Jay stayed here. He said, "I think I predicted you would meet with Buffett." That's pretty crazy that that you predicted that. I never predicted that. I thought at best I would get a picture with him. I don't know. So why would you predict that I would meet with him? I asked you that on Instagram too. But I mean, yeah, but thanks, man. Did you drop them? I thought I had books in here. Did I have books in there?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty crazy. I figured that I had been close to him. I had seen him in circles, but nobody had never introduced me. So I thought that one day I maybe get a picture. I said, man, maybe I get a picture with him one day at one of these meetings. That'll be so cool. He's 88 years old. I don't know how much longer he got left. And one of the things that really scared me was my first year they did the paper toss. The paper toss is when him and Bill Gates and a bunch of other his friends come out and they have a paper toss competition. That was my first year, and I was pretty close then. So I said, well, don't worry about it. Maybe in another year. But then he stopped doing the paper toss. He said it was getting a little old, and he stopped doing the paper toss. So when he stopped doing the paper toss, it was like you pretty much had no interactions. He comes out there on stage, he speaks, he leaves. I mean, it's 40-some thousand people that is in that arena at one time. Everybody's there. So I know Mark Cuban was there, and I told you guys about the list. So for me, I was like, man, maybe I knew some of his people. So maybe I might get a picture one day behind the scenes. That's all I wanted. But just to say, I'm, got a picture with him. That's all I wanted. But it was a whole nother thing. I never thought in a million years that I'll be sitting in his office. That's crazy. That is crazy. Because I'll tell you guys a backdrop story. Who in here is a boxing fan and know Canelo Alvarez? If you're a boxing fan and you know Canelo Alvarez, let me know. Or exactly, recent $4 to $5 million bid for lunch with him last week. That's true. I met the company while I was there. I met the ladies. He raffles that off. He raffles off one lunch every year, and like last year, somebody paid $3 million for lunch, and it goes to charity. It goes to Glide. Shout out to Glide. I met the people at Glide last year, and it goes to them. And they told me over the last 10 years they made $30 million just after off lunch. So our parts of how to start investing. I'm living in India. One quick second. Let me tell y'all this real quick. So for you guys who don't know, this was my first book titled Wesley Learns to Invest in 2015. 2017, I came back. Wesley Learns about credit, right? And then come 2019, in about a week or two, which I know everybody here that's live and that's going to catch the playback, Wesley Learns about insurance, guest starring NFL Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, first of his kind. And as you can see, these are the ones that actually Warren Buffett, he actually signed all of these and ordered all of these himself. All signed by letters to me and Wesley from Warren Buffett and every one of them. Yes, love boxing Canelo, right? Canelo just signed a contract for $300 some million last year, and he wanted to sit down with Warren Buffett, right? And can you believe he declined? He declined Canelo and Meta. These all signed by Warren Buffett himself that you guys saw. They are working on being framed. Wesley learns philanthropy. I don't know. Who knows? But what he's going to do is, but yeah, these are the collection right here. Telling he's going to be a big thing in the future. Once I fill all these out. But this one is coming out on what you call it. Yeah, Warren Buffett is a genius. So yeah, he signed all of these. He touched all of these. He wanted to keep them, but once he signed them, that's when I had to tell Mr. Buffett no. I had to tell him no. I was like, with all due respect, Mr. Buffett, I got to keep these. So, but I sent him his own copy. So anyway, he got all of these. Those are those. But the idea is, he said, I need 3 autographed books from you and your son. Yeah, shoot me an email. So, but yeah, that's the for you guys out there who don't know, that's Mr. Terrell Davis right there. Yep. Boom. Guest starring, right? First of its kind, the only one of its kind, that's out there. And we done it. And then when Mr. Buffett saw it, he said, hey, man, I could have used these when I was a kid. And where is Wesley at? So he was like, well, I want to meet Wesley. So hopefully next year, we'll make that happen. And the thing about Wesley, I told him he doesn't grasp all right now. Hopefully, one day when he gets older, he'll understand who he is and who Mr. Buffett is, stuff like that. But that's neither here or there. But before you buy a stock, somebody says how to start investing. Of course, I'm going to tell everybody, not everybody, but most people, you got to start looking at the index first. Then once you got that index going, if you feel like you have an edge, right? And the reason why I brought up the efficient market theorist believes that when they read a report, they believe the information that they have in front of them is already factored into the price. So some people may read a report, oh, Amazon is building houses, and these houses are going to take off and it's going to be the next big thing. Oh, look, Tesla they're going to, all the solar panels are going to be, all the ceilings are going to be solar panels, right? Let me see. Wesley learned books should be in public school curriculum. I don't care about financial things until after high school. This must change. It will be. It's slowly. One day it'll be there. It may take book number 6, maybe another decade, 20 years, or I might be dead and going off this earth. But oh, you and Wesley come to Akron, Ohio, LeBron James School, bring Buffett. That'll be pretty dope because I know LeBron and Buffett are pretty cool, right? I know LeBron and Buffett are pretty cool, but I don't, Buffett told me his 2 most valuable things are not money, but time and love. So he's very careful with his time. Very careful. What I would expect if I was 88 years old. But sharp man, very sharp. He saw my books for the first time. I'm pretty sure it's the first time. And his wife told him, hey, this is Prince. And he picked up on all 3 of the books like that. He knew, like I probably just showed you guys, and probably some people probably can't remember, but he saw this and he immediately knew off top. He said, this is number 1. This came out first. This came out second. This one hasn't came out yet. Even though it was something simple, but most people take them a little while to be like, oh, that's 1, that's 2, oh, that's 3. But he knew them like this: 1, 2, oh, that's 1, 2, 3 in milliseconds at 88 years old. So that's something I caught on quick that, he was correcting. Hey, no, that's 1, that one 2, that one hadn't came out. I'm like, wow. Right. And he very cool story, very cool thing, I'm gonna speak it into existence now. What if Buffett gets started my next book? That'd be pretty cool, right? Hope he lives 20 more years. Yeah, I mean Charlie Munger is what 96. I think Charlie Munger is like 96, his right hand man, 95, 96, and he's still in good spirits. So who knows? And I mean, I've seen him. I went to dinner with him. It was no Kane. It was no. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think that's probably Wesley meets Buffett book series. I could see that. That'll be pretty cool, right? And one of the things he spoke about competitive advantage. Uh, like, of course, obviously, everybody knows Warren Buffett doesn't need me to put out his own book series or whatnot, right? But one of the unique aspects that I have is that my story. Um, Wesley being Wesley, and Wesley being Wesley, plus being my son, us being the father son combo, us knowing each other, us. Hey Wesley, come here. I want to show you guys something else. I'll get all the exclusives. Can you bring that picture frame? Can you bring me that big picture in the kitchen? Show y'all something too. But yeah, he doesn't need me or anything, but I think it'd be so dope if he got involved with the father-son financial literacy brand. Because yes, he can do his own and things like that, and people expect it. Let's see, look at this. Pretty big. Thank you.
You like me?
Yep. Look at this. Boom. Y'all can see that. Pretty big, I know. But I'm showing you this because this is going to hang up. See that? This is going to hang up in the Broncos Boys and Girls Club, right? All right. Okay. Robert Rouse says, first time catching you live. Peace. Thanks for the info. 2 years in. Wow. 2 years in, man. That's a pretty long time. Put this behind me. But this is going to hang up when we launch the actual book. It's going to hang up in the Broncos Boys and Girls Club because they're going to collect, I think, 40%. They collect 40% of all the royalties goes to their club. 40% will go to Broncos Boys and Girls Club. 9% comes back to my foundation. And 9% comes back to my foundation. And what else we're going to do? And the rest comes back to me and Wesley. So, but yeah, pretty excited about that, right? But anyway, but yeah, definitely. I appreciate that, Robert. First time catching me live out. Beautiful day out. Got a pretty busy afternoon. For you guys to follow me on my other social sites, y'all will see all of that. But yeah. But no, and the thing I brought up, Tony, about Canelo. Canelo's a boxer. Canelo and Meta World Peace, both guys are champions and earn millions and millions of dollars, and they want to fly to Omaha to see him. I know, right? All the Boys and Girls Club throughout the United States should be. They're going to get there. They're going to get there. But what Mr. Terrell Davis wanted to do, he wanted his portion to go to the Broncos Boys and Girls Club. So yeah, that'll be Dykes. That'll be tight. He said you just need Buffett's person to put his likeness and name in your stories exclusively type of deal. Permission. Yep. Jay Stay Hip, that's what we did for this one. Jay Stay Hip, you're a football fan? That's what we did for this one, for this deal here. With if you can see right there. Bam. Obviously Terrell Davis gave me the likeness and permissions. Redskins. So you remember If you're a little old school, you probably remember Terrell. He's in the Hall of Fame now. NFL Network. And then we got two Lars Kroger and Randy Kessler, who you guys see on the show. They put their endorsements on it. So yeah, man, it's full color. Full color. Everybody here needs to have it. Gotta have it. Uh, Browns look good. The Browns do look good. The Brown, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. I don't know. I think there's two divas y'all got on the team: Odell Beckham and who was it, Loudry or something like that. I don't. And then y'all got the running back. You know, uh, I don't know. We'll see how y'all put it together. You got a nice quarterback. Y'all coming up. Y'all on the come up. But so I like coming on live and talking to you guys. But yeah, that's exactly what I did. That was my first time ever doing a deal like that, license and agreement deal, to be able to use the name, the face, the likeness. Because let's be honest, Terrell Davis, awesome football player. He put his life on the line, and he worked that hard to build up his name and to build up his credibility and to build up his respect in the community. So you have to respect his trademark. He said, "Awesome branding, thank you, thank you." And and Terrell was who that nation. Oh my God, y'all know I'm originally from Georgia, Max B. So at heart, even though the Broncos, that's my team now, the Falcons, they moved to number 2. It was the Falcons number 1, but the Falcons have moved to number 2. The reason why the Falcons have moved number 2, because being out here in Denver, being business partner with Terrell Davis, meeting Von Miller, being at the Broncos Boys and Girls Club, being at with Philip Lindsay, um, being with the Broncos Boys and Girls Club, being with Philip Lindsay, being with I met so many Broncos, right? Patriots, oh my God. But I met so many of them, done business with them, Rod Smith to Terrell to Von, to Philip to Cortland Sutton, all those guys. So, I mean, Broncos, where is that? I mean, I can't help but follow them. I was just with Brandon Marshall last week or two ago. He just went to the Raiders, but Emmanuel Sanders, all those guys and whatnot. Dirty Birds, trash. Oh my God. I don't want to get into that, Max B. I'm not going to get into that. But I had a couple Saints players that was on here. Danny Elderby, he was a linebacker for the Saints. He's been on. Jed Collins, who's a fullback for the Saints for a while. He's been on. Elway. The thing about Elway is still active. Rod Smith, he goes down to the facilities. He's around the Broncos like that, but he doesn't have a job. Terrell, he's with the NFL Network, so he can kind of bounce around. He has a little free time. Versus Elway, the Broncos not looking too hot. Y'all just fired a head coach. I don't know. They don't have about 2 or 3 head coaches. So Elway, he has a lot on his plate right now. But it may come. It may come. Who knows, right? So I'm pretty sure I would eventually, if I stayed in Denver long enough, that I would eventually run into LA. But who knows? We'll see. But I'm definitely appreciative of everybody. So, Tony, where y'all at around the country, I like to take the ground root approach, the independent approach, one school at a time, one library at a time, one bookstore at a time, one interview at a time, one radio spot, one book, we just keep going from there. We just keep going from there. So who knows? And who knows that the people that would be pretty cool if I could get Buffy to be a part of my book series. That'd be pretty dope. But wishful thinking. But if they call me or email me, I'm there. I'm ready. I get it done. But that's what I want to speak about, that process of life too, where you have a lot of things life will bring you in, right? You're sending a couple to Akron superintendent. Yeah, shoot me an email. Y'all shoot me an email and make it happen. So, We got in a couple schools. We're gonna be doing some big things here. Broncos Boys and Girls Club, July. Back at home, we got some big things. So y'all stay tuned. And anybody that follows me, y'all don't know I don't like to talk about what is going to happen because who knows what may happen. But I can talk about this because it has happened. And this is the other version. This is the paperback. See that? Boom. Hardcover and paperback. Everywhere. Independent. By myself. Not by myself. I had a great team. Shout out to my right hand man, Chad Davis. He the one's behind the scenes that handles all of this stuff, and all of the good stuff. So right here in Denver, they have a Denver legend. This is Broncos country. They have a Denver legend to give me the stamp and uh, you know, contact with him on LinkedIn. I'm probably not gonna remember that, but by the time I get off and get to running, get my day started. But no, it's been a great experience, great time. You know what? The most important, my buddy told me, he was like, Prince, man, I'm so proud of you. Being in the military, and we went to high school together, and being in the military, getting your associate's degree and bachelor's and MBA and Series 65, Series 63, life insurance, health insurance, financial counselor, this and that. And he's like, man, and starting your YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and podcasts, and you literally wrote these books, out of your son's room, and to see you get the attention of Buffett and the NBA and NFL and all these other great things, he thought was pretty cool. I said, man, you know what? I'm really having fun right now. This is really fun. When I wrote the first book, or I made the first YouTube channel, it wasn't to become a millionaire, right? It was kind of like, hey, to get myself out there to do things and things like that or whatnot. But to see how it's growing and stuff like that, I think it's pretty cool. And I would tell you this, everybody that picks it up, whether it's a store, school, or whatever the case may be, you get a complimentary poster to hang up, frame poster. And then I help market this store. Shout out to the Bookworm and Belco Credit Union. So, but what time is it now? All right, yeah, I gotta get ready to get out of here. I got a busy day ahead, but thank you everybody for tuning in. And to the next video podcast, cartoon, or whatever else you see me do crazy around the globe. Peace, be safe. I'm out, and thank you. Peace.